As soon as I made the decision to set the book in the world of college football, I felt that Texas was a very logical choice for the setting. It's such a rich backdrop. It almost brings another character to the story. One of the things that I was cautioned against in the very early stages at the editorial level of just how do you think your readers will receive this character who's so sports obsessed, and how do you feel about writing a book set in the world of college football, and do you think your demographic will be okay with that? And my first reaction was that women love sports. I think there's a lot of women out there who are very passionate about sports they play, and I'm a big college sports fan myself. I went to Wake Forest and got the job as the manager of the basketball team. And the thing that was so significant about that experience wasn't, any particular game or, going to the NCAA tournament, or it was more the relationships that were formed as a result of this, and how I think sports, people of very different backgrounds are brought together because of sports, and you have this common goal that's again, it forms this very cohesive force and this bond with people who wouldn't necessarily, spend time together otherwise. I sent the finished manuscript to several, notable figures in sport. Coach Pat Dye, of course, a legend at Auburn. Coach Boeheim, who was the second winningest active basketball coach now. And I sent it to them to make sure that the coaching part seemed authentic, and that they sort of bought the aspects of the story that related to the NCAA investigation and some of the leadership roles of being a major coach at a major program. And very quickly after they gave me those notes, they segued quite naturally, without my asking them, into the relationships of the stories. And Coach Boeheim was really funny because he really wanted to parse apart the relationship between Shay and Lucy, and I don't think it's fair, the ultimatum that was given, and so forth. And finally I had to cut him off and say, Coach, I really appreciate your feedback, but I didn't really need you for that part of the story. I think some characters are funny and some aren't, and I try to make everyone have the same sort of level of humor. I felt that Miller was he amused me. Sometimes he was intentionally trying to be funny. Sometimes you were laughing at him, but I think it breaks up a story to have characters like that, especially when the backdrop might be a little bit more somber. That decision in that time of my life was so critical to just who I am and as a person. I think a lot of people might experience that younger, and some people, maybe it comes in the form of a midlife crisis, but I think we all understand that moment in that time when we ask ourselves, am I meeting my destiny? Am I living the life I'm meant to live? And that question that really, and that whole theme, I think has emerged in my fiction.